Saki Sanobashi, or Go for a Punch, is somewhere between lost media and an example of the Mandela effect, a piece of horror anime that has either been entirely lost to time or never existed at all, but seems to be remembered by many. In 2015, a user on 4chan made a post about a weird anime about girls stuck in a bathroom without an exit, having a debate and never getting out. When they lose hope and starve, they start to scream and panic, eventually committing suicide, either by smashing their heads on the floor or cutting themselves. One girl helps another kill herself when she can't. The original poster claimed to be traumatized by it, and over the years, many others have come across various forums and subreddits to claim that they have also seen it before. The details are fluid between accounts, but the constants remain the same. Clean, inescapable bathroom, schoolgirls, and traumatic amounts of violence and despair. Whether this anime really is a piece of somehow professionally produced and distributed media, a misremembered one, or an outright fictional story supported by further liars, the interest in the anime and search for its whereabouts continue online. My favorite idol group, Necronomidol, released a music video essentially creating a live-action version of this lost anime. Since it's kind of the Halloween season, I wanted to make a drink themed around it. Originally, I planned to make a punch, but I came across a large, inexpensive bottle of nigori sake and thought that I would try something different. So here's what you're going to need for this recipe. First, you start with a base of nigori sake. I have a couple on hand, but I'm just going to use the cheapest one for this recipe because it's a mixed drink and I'm going to screw it up several times. Then you're going to need a little bit of vodka. This is also cheap. Then you're going to need some food coloring. I've been through a bunch of different Halloween-style recipes that call for blood droplets on top of the drink. I tried a handful of different things, and really the only thing that worked was food coloring. I tried using the dark Luxardo cherry syrup, but it just sinks straight to the bottom, so I'm going to use that later in the recipe, as well as a few of the cherries. Pre-made some simple syrup that is just equal parts sugar and water with a few drops of almond extract on top. Then I'm going to take 4 ounces of the nigori sake. Nigori sake is unfiltered, so it has small particulates of rice that have been left behind. That makes it sort of cloudy and white. The other bottle that I have sitting here is called Snow Maiden because it looks like a snowdrift. I chose nigori sake because I wanted something that looked like a clean white bathroom. I know, appetizing. I also just wanted, the pun in the name. So that's about 4 ounces of the sake. Most of the cocktails that I saw that used sake and didn't include other alcohol was essentially just watered down sake, so that's not what I wanted to do here. To build the alcohol percentage back up, I added just a little bit less than 1 shot of vodka. I shake that up in the mixer and then I strain it out into a glass of ice. I add 1 Luxardo cherry for each of the girls in the story and then add a little bit of the syrup at the bottom. The original post talking about the story doesn't have a definite number of girls that were in this lost anime. But the Necronomidol video does, because there are 4 of them, so 4 it is. Then you garnish with a few drops of food coloring and add a piece of broken mirror and you're done. The drink is pretty good. It's a little sweeter and has more of a silly restaurant cocktail vibe going on than the original sake did. I wouldn't make this for myself regularly, this is really just a gimmick. But it's a gimmick that I can recommend you try yourself, minus the glass. Yes, this is a real piece of broken mirror. No, I do not recommend that you do this. If you do decide to make this drink, I recommend using a cheaper sake. Using a nicer sake kind of defeats the purpose of something this silly. And because I tried and screwed this up several times, I've had about 3 of them, so I'm pretty lit. Links to the music video and another video for some context on this are in the description. Thanks for watching the video, click subscribe to see more, and see you in the next one.